Well, hi there. Thank you for joining me. Today we are going to be looking at this area, and I need your advice as to what I should do there. So I've taken this obviously out of the jig, and I'm going to put it into the vise that I made. Now, this vise is made from two anvils, which is, you know, the part that screws in here. It's simply a threaded screw. You can buy this at Lee Valley, I believe. No, they're not sponsors. You can get it from Amazon. No, they're not sponsors. You'd think I'd have a tea sponsor by now, but I don't. At any rate, not to worry about that. The idea of this particular piece of equipment is that it can go either way like this. That means when you have something that's thicker here, as this is, and it's thinner up here, you can fit it into the vise. So we're going to put that down in there like that, and we can just tighten that up. I'll just snug that, tighten this up, tighten that up. There we are. And now it's held. So this works perfectly. Now, I want to show you this little vise up close here. So let's take a look at this. You can see this part here, which is simply screwed on to the edge of this. This is basically, yeah, it's 1x6. This is a basically, I believe, that's a 1x4. And so you simply screw this through here. This is nothing more than a piece of rubber hose meant to go over the screw that comes through here when I tighten or loosen this off, because if I have something on the other side, I just don't want it to get marked. So I just put that there. That's nothing special. So that's the vise that's holding this in place. Now I want to show you what we're doing up in here. What I have put here is some painter's tape, and as you are aware from our previous videos, I have placed in here a piece of wood which is glued in. It's going to be really hard to show you that, but it's right in here. So all I did was take a pencil, come around here and around the top, and then I transferred that line to the front edge here and the back edge so that I know exactly where that is. Next thing I did is I simply got a roll of painter tape, nothing special, and I had drawn the lines across here, so I put the painter tape on here. This is where I draw my design on the tape. Now, I know I'm in the middle because I've drawn a line from the center. I measured across here, found my center, measured from this end, got my center. And then what I did is I took this ruler, it's Starrett, S-T-R-R-E-T-T, and it's a flexible ruler. So I simply put that on there, flex that around there like that. That's nice and tight. I take my pencil and I simply draw my line. And that's so easy to do because of the flexibility of this ruler. I never thought it would be that important to have a ruler like this that would flex, but let me tell you, there are different times when you will use this, and that is very handy to have. So you can get that, I think, on Amazon, and you can go check it out. Now, I have drawn the line on this green form, center and across. Now, the question is, what do I do with that? I have some medallions here, which I've done in the past, where I have made a hole around here that is 2 inches, and I've put this inside the hole. I hope you can see that all right. It's the maple leaf. I have another one here that's a nice design here that you can see here. But I have in the last couple of guitars done a geometric thing where I get a French curve such as this. That's what this is called. You can get these at the hobby shops and on Amazon. Again, it's got different shapes in here. You can get long ones, and this this gets used actually on the neck of the guitar, believe it or not. And I'll tell you all about that in another video. Here's another one with a bigger hole in here that you can put in here. And you'll see here, let me show you here right now what I did on the last guitar. You can see that. The problem I had was that you can see that there were holes there. Now, when I ran the drill through the side here, I did have my finger in the wrong position and it slipped because of my shaking hands, and I did run the drill into the side of my finger. My finger is still numb. I have damaged the nerves in there. That's never coming back. That's just a permanent damage from the shop. I have another smaller piece here. I have a bigger curve if I want to do something long and lanky in there. I don't know what to do. I could simply put an oval in here. That's very common. I could put a circle. I could put a cross. I could put a whole bunch of drill holes and make it look like raindrops falling down on the side of the guitar. I just don't know what I want to do. So here's the deal. I would really like you to tell me what I should be doing with this Soundport. It's a key part of the guitar, because when you are eventually going to be playing it, you're going to have it situated like this. It's going to be right up in here. So you want something that's kind of nice, something that you'd be happy with and enjoy. Or on the other hand, I didn't even think of this, just popped into my head. What if I don't do anything? What if I just leave it? Now, a Soundport has a lot of advantages. It allows more air into the guitar, because when the front is on this and the back is back here, what you have here, it basically is a drum. And it's got a hole in the middle, which is the sound hole, and the top moves back and forth. Well, as it gets air coming in here, it's able to flow out nice and even, like so. Now, without this, it's a little quieter. This seems to elevate the volume on the guitar. So if that's important to you, you might want to think about the Soundport. If you don't like the Soundport once you've got it there, you can always cover it with something if you want. Some people that are playing songs put their song list in here. Some of them put different notes that they have to reach for, or something of this nature, or a different message. So there's all kinds of things you can do here. You could even put on the inside of the guitar, you could put a sliding piece of wood. That's been done to close this off. You can put your hand over it. There's all kinds of things if you're not sure you really like that. But understand that this is the armrest. It's going to be carved out like my hand is right now. And then up in here, we want something that's looking rather attractive. So we're at that position now to do that. And I really would love to hear from you as to what it is we should do. And then I'll get on to that. Now, I have never done a Soundport this way before. I'm planning on doing it now because, as you can see, I can get my hand right through and underneath it. I normally have the back and sides on before I do the Soundport. I'm not sure what will happen when I do this. I don't think it's going to weaken it at any significant amount of structure problems, but I'm nervous about it. But I'm willing to try it and see what happens. So there we go. We're at this stage to decide what it is we're going to do there, and I need your input. So if you go to the comments down below, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. And then once you're down there, write a comment and tell me, yeah, I like the medallions. Maybe you like the maple leaf. I've done that before. It's okay. The person that requested that guitar really liked it, and I did I think a pretty good job. This is a flat piece of, it's done on a laser and it's plywood, but what I have to do is put this onto a heater, and then, you know, you saw me bending the wood in the last video. I have to do the same thing with this in order to make this fit, because it doesn't fit on the curve, and that's one medallion, there's the other medallion. So hopefully you can see those. All right, well, that's it. It's a short video, but it's an important video because we're at that point. I'm in the process here of figuring out what I'm going to do with my sander. I have to change the belt sander, and it, of course, comes all curled up in a roll. So I have it stretched out here on the bench in order to make it a little easier for the installation. I think. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but I will in a few minutes. All right, well, that's it for me. Before I do this and before I do any of this, I need to hear from you, and I'm going up for a cup of English breakfast tea. I hope you will too, because it's so good. You know, tea is the second most popular drink in the world next to water. Sorry, coffee drinkers, you're way down the list. But tea is pretty close to water, so get yourself a cup of tea and maybe a little biscuit to go with that, and enjoy your day. I'll see you in another video. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate that, and thank you for your comments. Bye for now.